Well, back in the day, it used to be when they had limited tracks, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you did a solo, say.
Yeah.
And
no Pro Tools. So.
Well, no. I mean, it was like you had one track.
Yeah.
So if you played something and you go, that's pretty, and I play my best stuff right away.
Yeah.
Before I start overthinking.
Yeah.
Unless it was a specific written or melodic part that it was arrangement. But as far as blowing a solo or playing fills and stuff, you go have one track.
Yeah.
That was it. So if they go, like, you play something, you go, that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. They go, nah, I think you got another one. I go, yeah, but you're going to erase that and it's not coming back. And I go, okay, I'll do it for you, but I'm just going to go on record saying, I think that's it. And then that puts pressure on me. Yeah. And I've got to go, they want something different, but
as good as that.
But that was,
yeah. And that
worked. But they're hiring me. And, many times it would be like the best stuff would get erased. I mean, I get something on there was good, but the initial, like, freshness.
And that's what like you said, that's what you're king at.
Some people didn't believe you could get stuff done in 1 or 2 takes. They wanted to make it painful for 2 or 3 days.
I'm not going to mention names, but I know some producers who are like, beat it to death.
Oh,
it's like they wouldn't know if you had a take. They don't even know when you got a take. They don't know. They just want you to do it.
Carl was great at that because he could convince, like, his body, like, he'd get in there, he'd look at us, he'd go, like, you want to get out of here? And he'd go in there and start pointing at the speakers, going, like, getting everybody vibed. And that's the take. Let these guys fix their part. That drum part, that's the take. We'd most of the time.
And it was.
I mean, he was the original, like, first or second take guy.
Yeah.
And, like, we were just learning the tunes or just trying to figure out the arrangement. But his drum part was so great. Like, well, we'll figure it out to the take.
Yeah.
But the same with you guys. Your part's great, but everybody else messed up. So
I remember everyone mentioned there's a guy I worked with who wanted to do 8 billion takes because of OCD, and he wanted to. It just and I heard the story that JR had worked with this guy on a record, and JR said, "Oh, that's your take," and the guy said, "No," I said, JR said, "That's your take." And it got, JR's big, and he's like, and I don't know who won. I think JR finally just walked out, but he was kind of like, but I
did a lot of records with Quincy, with JR. Like the early days, the Dude record, and then the Michael Jackson Thriller stuff. Did some of that, and some of the other records that Quincy was doing at the time. Patti Austin, James Ingram, Herbie Hancock. We were with, this was a great time. Those were great sessions.
Yeah, I never got to work with Quincy in the studio. I did a thing outside with. What was that like? I mean, what was his way? What was his deal? Like,
he's he's a vibe guy, right? He was a great casting director. He would hire the right guys and put them in a room. He thought he also had the great ear for songs.
Yeah.
Most of the time, he just let us do what we wanted to do. Rod Temperton, when we worked with Rod, who didn't read or write music, but was very specific with everybody. He would come up and sing everybody their parts.
Wow.
And they were not like...
Are they good parts?
Oh, no, they were... Not only were they great parts, but you think, it's a pattern, but there'd be one phrase that was in the pattern you had to memorize. It was like, good thing I was young right now.
Yeah.
But he came up with great parts, and Q would hire him to do the arrangements of the songs that he wrote.